Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into the ultimate guide on business recovery in Michigan. We're going to break down exactly how to reinstate an administratively dissolved LLC, step by step.
Okay, listen to this startling fact we pulled from Inc. Authority. The liability shield you formed your LLC to get can disappear, not because of a legal judgment, but because of a missed $25 filing. Just let that sink in for a second, right? You could literally do everything perfectly in your day-to-day operations, but simply forgetting a routine, low-cost state filing, that can entirely strip away your personal liability protection. We're talking about leaving your personal assets totally exposed to business debts and lawsuits. It's a massive risk for such a tiny oversight. But hey, don't panic. Reinstatement is the key that opens the door straight back to business recovery and growth.
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the high cost of forgetting, preparing for reinstatement, navigating the portal, fees and timelines, prevention, and finally, our key takeaways. Let's get to it. Section 1, the high cost of forgetting. What exactly is administrative dissolution? There is a super stark contrast here that every business owner absolutely needs to understand. On the left side of your screen, you've got an active LLC. With this, you maintain your liability shield, you can legally conduct business, and your brand name is completely protected by the state. Now look on the right, an administratively dissolved LLC. If this happens, you can no longer legally conduct business, well, beyond just winding up your affairs anyway. If you keep operating like normal, you, the owner, risk total personal liability. And get this, your business name is no longer protected. That means another company in Michigan could literally swoop in and legally register your exact brand name. It's a process called brand expropriation, and you definitely don't want that. So what actually triggers this nightmare scenario? Well, according to Michigan Compiled Laws Section 450.9222, administrative dissolution is the automatic revocation of an LLC's legal authority to operate. And I want to emphasize that word automatic. This happens automatically when an LLC fails to file its annual statements or pay the associated fees for 2 consecutive years. Now, to be fair, LARA does send a warning notice 90 days before the deadline. But once those 2 years are up, boom, the dissolution happens systematically. Moving on to Section 2, preparing for LLC reinstatement, eligibility check, and gathering information. Okay, before you can file a single thing, you've got to figure out exactly what your business owes the state. Think of it as an eligibility check. You can't restore an entity without clearing its specific past due balance. So, step 1, you'll want to audit your delinquency by hopping onto Michigan's business entity search online. Step 2, click right on the View History and Filings tab for your business. And step 3, and honestly this is the absolutely crucial prep step, write down your exact legal entity name, your 8-digit Michigan entity ID, and the exact years of the annual statements you missed. You're going to need all of this to file successfully. Section 3, navigating the My Business portal, where we'll talk about filing the reinstatement application. To get the ball rolling, you'll need to create or log into a secure My Login for Business account. But here's the thing, once you're in, you can't just start filing right away. You actually have to link your dissolved LLC to your new account. So you'll search for your entity in the portal and hit Request Access down at the bottom of the screen. The system's going to throw 2 verification questions your way. Once you answer those correctly and give the page a quick refresh, your LLC will magically appear right there in your My Records tab, ready to go. Now, what you click next is super important. Under your records, you're going to select File Subsequent Document. You absolutely must choose Form CSCL/CD770. That's the Certificate of Restoration of Good Standing. And I've got a massive warning for you here straight from our sources. Do not accidentally select Form CD521. That one is for the resignation of a resident agent, and clicking that will completely derail your whole reinstatement process. Once you've got the right form, the system will show you a handy little grid of your missing statement years. Just click on each row to acknowledge them, and the system dynamically generates those retroactive reports for you. Pretty neat, right? Let's jump into Section 4, Fees, Submission, and Timelines. We're breaking down the cost of reinstatement. $50. That is the flat base filing fee for the Certificate of Restoration of Good Standing that LARA requires to reinstate a domestic LLC. But wait for it, that is not your total out-the-door cost. So your actual total cost is basically a math equation based on how many years you've missed. You pay that $50 base fee plus $25 for every single missing annual statement year. On top of that, if you're filing this reinstatement on or after February 15th of the current year, you've also got to pay $25 for this year's statement right now. But here's some genuinely fantastic news, and it's actually unique to Michigan. The state doesn't slap you with late penalty fees for past due standard LLC reports. You literally only pay the flat $25 you originally missed. You can pay this total securely right in the portal using a credit card or an e-check. Now, let's talk timelines. If your business is frozen and you need that liability shield restored like yesterday, LARA does offer expedited processing options. Standard review takes about 3 to 5 business days and doesn't cost a penny extra. But if you're in a real rush, let's say you've got a pending real estate closing or maybe a bank loan is on hold, you can pay an additional $100 for 24-hour processing, $200 for same day, $500 for a 2-hour turnaround, or if you really need it, up to $1,000 to have your LLC fully reinstated within 1 single hour. Section 5. Post-reinstatement and prevention. Let's talk about keeping your LLC active. You know, building just a few simple habits can really secure your business going forward. First off, go ahead and spend an extra $10 to order an official certificate of good standing from the state. Keep it in your records to prove to banks that you're officially back in action. Second, set rigid calendar reminders for February 15th. That is the strict annual deadline for Michigan LLCs. Put it in your phone, your calendar, everywhere. Third, make sure your registered office is a physical address because Michigan will flat out reject P.O. boxes for this. Oh, and a quick bonus tip. If you ever form a brand new LLC after September 30th, the state actually lets you skip the very next February 15th statement deadline. Section 6. Final takeaways and disclaimer. Protecting your business future. I want to leave you with this really critical question to think about. Is your Michigan LLC currently at risk of losing its liability shield? Like, have you actually checked your status lately? If you aren't 100% sure, I highly, highly encourage you to go to the Michigan Business Entity Search right now and verify your standing. Seriously, don't wait. If you found this explainer helpful for navigating all this compliance stuff, please share it with other entrepreneurs who might need a hand, and drop any questions you have about the process right down in the comments. Finally, just a quick reminder that this explainer is designed to provide general, educational guidance based strictly on Michigan LARA resources and the sources we've cited today. It's not intended to be legal or financial advice. While this roadmap we walked through is a great tool, every single business's situation is completely unique, and complex situations always require a professional's touch. Please consult a licensed business attorney or a qualified accountant for personalized assistance with your specific LLC. Stay compliant, keep building, and thank you so much for learning with us today.